Ladies and gentlemen, day one of the LA Chargers OTA camp is officially in the books, and in today's video, we're going to break down everything you need to know about the news, the notes, the highlights, the observations from today's practice. Now, the good thing is, we got to see a lot of Ladd, a lot of Mike Williams and Quentin Johnston, and all of these guys, right? Trey Harris, Keandre Lambert-Smith, you see him right there wearing number 84. There's Johnson going up and getting a ball. Here's Darius Davis, right? Now, before we deep dive into everything that happened in today's practice, I do want you guys to do me a little bit of a favor. Okay? You're going to see some names at the top of your screen. Go follow all of the Chargers media members on X or Twitter because, listen, without them, these videos just quite simply are not possible to make. And they're going to keep you guys updated with every single practice highlight, every piece of news throughout the offseason. So if you do have X or Twitter, make sure you guys go give them a follow. But with that being said, let's kind of dive into the video. All right, some more work here by some of the edge rushers on this football team. Kyle Kennard, Caleb Murphy, Bud Dupree out here as well. Just some guys putting in some work. Del'Shawn Phillips, here's 54. So right here is the 4th round pick. Kyle Kennard, they absolutely love what he brings to this football team. From there, you see Kalan, Guidry. He's another guy they like as a UDFA free agent. As well as some other guys as well here. Garmin Randolph just out there as well. But overall, let me know defensively, who do you think was the biggest addition to this football team? You have guys like Deshaun Hand and Jamari Caldwell, who they drafted in the 3rd round of this year's NFL draft. They bring in Naquan Jones coming over from Arizona as more of a defensive tackle. Kyle Kennard obviously in the 4th round. They bring over Dante Jackson as a corner. Benjamin St. Juste as well as an outside boundary corner. RJ Mickens. Right, you got Bridges, you got Deshaun Phillips. Who do you think was the biggest new addition to this defense for them this season? For me, I think it's going to be either Jamari Caldwell or Deshaun Hand. Just because of their ability to help stop the run. This defense is going to need that, and I think those guys kind of do it right away, especially now that Joey Bosa is no longer in the building. They're going to need more pass rush. They're going to need more run stuffing ability, and Kyle Kennard, Deshaun Hand, and Jamari Caldwell kind of do exactly that. Now, speaking of that, edge room, now we're looking a little bit more at that interior of the defensive line. You see guys like Tier Tart. You see guys like Otito, right? Big number 96, Naquan Jones coming over from Arizona. You got Jamari Caldwell. He's wearing number 99. I don't know if I see him right now anyway, or this might be him right here. Let's see, is this Jamari Caldwell? Looks like it. Jamari Caldwell, man, this dude is a freak of nature. I think he's going to be a really good player. More fits as a zero technique and nose tackle type of player right here. Yeah, I mean, he can definitely plug that A-gap very, very well. He could be a 2-gapper if you need him to be, and I think that's exactly what they're going to want him to be going into next season. Now, the LA Chargers are a very interesting football team. Obviously, on the offensive side of the ball, they like to run, but defensively, they rank 26 in the NFL in yards per carry allowed at 4.7. So every time a team carried, they were averaging about 4.7 yards. Not good. You need to shore up that area of your game, of your team, and defensively altogether, they were the number 2 defense in football last year, and I feel like they got even better, especially when it comes to stopping the run, which is going to make teams a little bit less dynamic and a little bit less versatile, which overall could help the defense in general. And a guy like Jamari Caldwell is going to be a day 1 upgrade to this defense. All right, some more offense. I knew you guys want to see a lot of offense, and that's kind of what they gave us. Here's Mike Williams, kind of just running some digs over the middle. And here comes another route run by another guy, and then Trey Harris. Ultimately, Trey Harris is what I want to see here. Nice head swivel, okay? So whenever we're running to the top side of this route, we want to make sure, boom, plant the foot into the ground, kind of open up the shoulders like we're breaking this way. Try to get these DBs to slightly break in the opposite direction, and then really get that cut over the middle. You could tell Trey Harris actually has some good route running capabilities straight out of this year's draft. which is something I am very high on, or something I really do like. The background, we can see Kamani Vidal, Najee Harris, and Marion Hampton back there putting in some work. There's Keandre Lambert-Smith, number 84 right there. I really do like Keandre. I think when it comes to overall potential, Keandre Lambert-Smith is a guy that can really stretch the field, so I'm excited to see what he adds to this football team in year one. I'm telling you right now, if he had a better quarterback at Auburn last year, I think he would have been maybe a top, a third-round pick or even a second-round pick. Dude got talent and speed, and I really do like Keandre. Now, before we get any further into this video, do me a big favor, guys. Hit that like button if you haven't already done so. But more importantly, subscribe to the channel if you are new. It is free. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe to the channel. And like I said, we're going to be covering this Chargers team throughout the entirety of the offseason, which includes OTAs, right? We got 2 weeks of OTAs. From there, you get into mandatory minicamp. Sometimes it's 2 weeks, sometimes it's one. I think this year it's 1 week for the Chargers. And then you get into training camp. Guys, ultimately, we're going to cover every single practice. And then from there, you got preseason, you got regular season. We're going to cover it all. So make sure you guys are joining the family, turning on post notifications. That way you guys are notified every time we post one of these videos. Make sure you guys are here, and let's kind of dive back into some more plays, highlights, film analysis, whatever. All right, here's another angle of some of these defensive edge rushers, including Khalil Mack back at it at practice, just from the other side of the field. Again, this Chargers team, very intriguing in my eyes. When you look at the depth chart, there's a lot of things to like, especially on the offensive side of the field. I know this doesn't match up with what we're seeing right now in practice, but man, the center position's so interesting to me because we've seen guys like Zion Johnson, Bradley Bozeman, and Andre James all get snaps at that first team center throughout the last couple of weeks here. Like, quite literally saw Bradley Bozeman one day, Andre James another day, and then Zion Johnson most recently getting some snaps as center. What do you guys overall think about that specific position group of the offensive line? Obviously, they had Branson Taylor in the 6th round. They signed James from Las Vegas, bringing Mekhi Becton at right guard. This could be one of the best offensive lines at football, but the biggest question mark right now is the center position. Who's playing the center and who's playing left guard? We also got to see a little bit of Marion Hampton running some wheel routes down the field. Now, obviously, this throw wasn't perfect, wasn't exactly where it needed to be. Slowed down his boy Marion, but good job readjusting to the football, right? Getting the feet in bounds, turning up the field. Does run out of bounds, but essentially, it is just OTAs. In the next couple of days and weeks, we're going to ramp things up a lot. Now, obviously, no pads are going to come on until training camp, but you're going to see a lot more 7-on-7s, a lot more 11-on-11s. We're going to see how some of these rookie wide receivers are doing. We're going to look at more of the running backs, and then training camp. Training camp's going to be fun. Trey Lance, how's Trey Lance going to do? Is he going to beat out Taylor Heinicke for that number 2 job? That will be fun to see. You got Najee, you got Marion. I'm excited about Rondé Gadsden. I think he could be a big-time player for them, maybe even this year. We'll see what happens. But overall, man, you got to be excited about this football team going into next year. So hit the like button, join the family, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you in part 2 tomorrow. Peace.